We're back at it, folks. That's right. Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 2. The premiere is here. And boy, oh boy, am I excited to talk about this show. First off, we have to reiterate Season 1 was phenomenal. The best Trek in a long, long time. The best visual effects for any show in a very long time. A great cast with a bunch of hot, cool people that I just want to be around. I was blown away. The first season was impeccable. It did everything right. It stuck every landing it needed to. I was blown away. And I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, but it really became like one of my favorite shows. And I just kind of was like, yeah, I'm going to talk about season 2 because I really liked season 1 so much without really remembering like what it made me feel when I'm watching it. As soon as this episode started, I was pulled right back in to every good thing this show did. It's amazing. It is astonishing how with one episode of television, we see how good we could be having it. It's unbelievable. It is so upsetting and frustrating how I can watch one episode of Star Trek that is so well executed and prepared and delivered to me that it deflates every single other show around it. Like, this is instantly the top of my list of the year. The best looking show of the year, some of the best acting, some of the funniest moments. This is how you do it. It's so good to be reminded television can matter sometimes and be interesting sometimes. In a time of entertainment where everything's in flux and the world's kind of shifting in some weird unstable sands, it's nice to know that every single level of filmmaking worked to bring us a really strong episode of television. And the writers of this show, they know what they're doing, and they should be paid accordingly for the work they put into this show. Episode 1 of the second season. We get right into it. We're going to jump right into it. It's a big war-themed episode because it's all about the Klingon and the Federation maybe going to war again. Hell yeah, I'm here for it. We open up kind of like with what we needed to deal with from the last season finale, where Una Chin Riley was kind of just like arrested for lying about her species when she joined Starfleet. So she is having a voice conversation with Pike, and he's like, look, if I have to come to you, I'll get our lawyer together, we'll figure this out so you can come back to work. So this entire episode, you think we're going to be cutting back to Pike talking with Riley, and they're going to figure out their situation. No, Pike's in the first, 5 minutes of the episode. He says to Spock, I gotta go deal with the Una thing, you're in charge of the Enterprise, see you later. And then Anson Mount's out. And I get it. Look, I love Anson Mount. I don't know if he's my favorite character on the show, but Pike's awesome and he's hot and I'm here for it. Maybe he is, but I'm like, okay, Dad's going away. He's leaving the kids with the keys to the car. What are they going to do? Well, they're kind of docked at a space station, so they can't do much. So Spock's just kind of like, I don't know. I guess I'm in charge, but what's that Earth expression? Famous last words. And yeah, things happen. They're kind of getting their stations fixed up again. Everyone's just kind of figuring out who they are and stuff. And because Spock's in charge of the ship now, he's feeling a little stressed. So he goes to see M'Benga and he's like, dude, I know what might chill you out a bit. I'm going to get you an instrument and you can use it to concentrate your feelings and it's going to lower your heart rate and stuff. But as soon as Nurse Chapel walks through the door, his heart rate rises. And my, oh my, are we here for it? Are we here for it? I'm here for it, folks. I am sold 110% on the very concept of Spock and Chapel getting together. It was kind of like a theory or whatever that fans had about the original series. These two have a relationship. Let's expand it. Let's have fun with it. It's not the same timeline, so let's go weird with it. Spock likes her. He really likes her. And dude, I get it. And she kind of likes him. And girl, I get it. Everyone's so cool in this. Everyone should be together. I'm happy. But Spock has a crush, and we're happy for him. And as that's going on, Uhura picks up a transmission from Leanne, who's in a mining planet that's on the outer rim. I say outer rim like it's a Star Wars thing. It's in the same area of where the treaty is between the Klingon and Federation. But they can't really go because they're not wanted to go because what's Starfleet gonna do? They can't help there. It's just a planet. It's not really in their jurisdiction. But Spock's got a hunch and he's got to follow it. And when he wants to steal the Enterprise to go figure out what that problem is, that's when we were introduced to Pelia, I believe is her name, played by Carol Kane. She's here. I know we teased her a while ago. I love it. Like, this is the thing where I like it's got like the feel of like Whoopi Goldberg just being on Next Generation. You know, it's like this is a person you're familiar with just having a hoot and a holler. Carol Kane's just so cool. She just shows up. She's got doing like a thick accent, just being a cool person. It's like, yeah, I can tell you're trying to steal the ship. I think that'd be really cool. So let's go steal the ship and do that. So she sets it up, and they just head out to space to find Leanne. And what's going on? Well, it looks like someone wants to start a war again. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm here for that plot. The idea is there's some Federation people and some Klingon soldiers who are working together to spark this planet going to war, so it like sparks like the actual war to happen again. That's a really cool idea. It's not uncommon in Star Trek to see like that kind of theme explored, but handling it here, it's so fun and cool. And I love that. And Leon just being reintroduced again, just like out drinking a Klingon guy. I love that. That's like my favorite kind of introduction to a character. Just somebody you're not expecting to like over drink like the big burly dude, just doing it. I love that shit. Give me that shit. It's awesome. Oh, it's so fun. They stand around for a bit, converse about like what they got to do. Leon's got like a meeting where she's talking to some Klingons about selling them phasers, so they're gonna deal with that. Meanwhile, Chapel and M'Benga are going to go to the medical center and figure out like what needs to be done to protect the people that are kind of like caught in the crossfire of this upcoming insurgent. And that's when we meet the young woman that Leon saved in the first season. And that's when they are taken over by the Klingon and sent to go into the cave somewhere. Since they're doctors, they could help out with the Klingon insurgent. And you're like, yeah, okay. That's kind of cool. We also play heavy into that both M'Benga and Chapel saw, like, wartime. And mostly M'Benga, he's like, yeah, I was in war. It's crazy out there. Everything sucks. He's talking to like a Klingon soldier, but like a battle he was in where like the blood was so thick in the air that it's turned the rain red. I'm like, oh, that's just great. I love when the Klingon stuff is just, war's fucking dope. We're going to war again. We need to war more. I love that. And oh, it's so well done. And oh man, the practical effects and the backgrounds and the visual effects. It's next level. It looks so much better than anything else on television. We're coming off of like big budgeted movies looking worse than this episode of TV. It's insane. It's insane. I'm like, this looks great. They're standing in some cool areas. Like the ships look great. The backgrounds in a big cave look great. Like, just give me it forever. It turns out that these Klingons actually have like a Federation starship that they're going to use to launch into like their part of the neutral zone, and then the Klingons there are going to be like, hey, Starfleet, you can't be in here, and it's going to like start the war up again. I'm like, oh man, that's some good shit. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And in order to stop that from happening, M'Benga and Chapel inject themselves with Bane's venom, and they're going to go berserk on the Klingons on this ship. And that's where I'm like, that's not really Star Trek-y, but it's really freaking sick. And I love it. I'm here for that crap. Give me a bunch of cool people just beating up Klingons any day of the week. It's just badass. It's shot a little shaky, but we do some cool slow-mo tricks, and I just love these people so much that they're just kicking ass. And when M'Benga's just like, yeah, it's time for me to step up and be a freak when it comes to murdering Klingons. Oh, yes, I love it. And then Spock's following them on the Enterprise, and it's going to come the time where he has to blow up this Starfleet ship before it enters into the Klingon space. And can he do it knowing his crush, Chapel, is on board? The tensions are high, and Ethan Peck crushes it. My goodness. I know, like, the Emmy votes are up very soon, and I doubt we're going to see any for this show. But the subtlety that he portrays in, like, these really close-up moments of it, it's great. Like, you have to consider him being one of the best talents working right now, because that's a hard thing to portray. Spock is a hard character to get right for what you are expected to do. I think he's doing it great for a contemporary audience. I love it. I love it. It's so good. And yes, they get off the ship. They what do? They like find like a space pack that shoots them out of like the cargo space. They start freezing in air when they get like warped back onto the actual Enterprise, and it's great. And then Spock has a meeting with like the leader of like the Klingon ship. It's like, hey, I told you what I did. You can trust me, I'm a Vulcan. If you want to have this conversation in person, why don't we sell this over some blood wine? And then it ends with like Spock drinking himself silly with a bunch of Klingons while Carol Kane's in the background just like, you son of a bitch, look at you. This is awesome. I've been at the Academy for so long. It's so boring there. I think I want to be here and be on the ship. And she is the she's gonna be like the chief engineer now, right? Because who did we lose last season? Oh, we lost Hemmer last season, who was the top of like the crew there. I thought we were going to go straight into Scotty. I guess we're not. I have a feeling we're going to recruit a young Scotsman to play Scotty, and he's going to have some great banter with Carol. And I'm very excited for that. Very excited for that. It's going to be really fun. She's so cool. Like, she just shows up and is like, yeah, I'm old. Everything sucks. I'm going to play here for a bit. I love it. I love it. So fun. And Spock starts to really like his chapel, and he's like watching over her while she's kind of in like the sick bay, and Bang is like, dude, relax. She's fine. Your secret's safe with me kind of vibe. And I'm here for it. I think it's great. It's so fun and cool. Everyone had fun, and I really do like it. We did it. We're doing it. It's back, and it feels great, and we're all smiling. We're all giddy. You know, Ortega's like, Spock, if you're going to tell us to go, you have to, like, do your thing. Pike goes, hit it. What does Spock do? I want the ship to go now. Oh, it's fun. Oh, it's great. When television is great, it's always a great feeling, and it's great television. I'm smiling because it feels like it's been so long since this has happened, and it hasn't been that long. Andor was very recent, but this is like on network TV with a big budget, and it's like, what other show is doing this? Handmaid's Tale, I guess, is on... No, is that Showtime? I don't know. What's another show like at this scale that is on network television that has this type of feeling? I don't know. It's just so great. The effects look great. The costuming looks great. The acting is superb. The story is amazing. A couple of like the generals that were talking to Spock at the end of the episode, like, don't do that again, mister, or you're going to be in trouble. They might be trying to start the war with the Klingons again, which is exactly what we know might happen because Pike gets hurt by the Klingons, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, man. We're back into it. Pike just goes away for a minute, and it's like, okay, we're going to go help Leon do this thing. She's not getting back on the ship, though, but Carol Kane's going to stay. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm glad we're here again. It feels so nice to have this back. And we'll be back doing weekly recaps, reviews. We'll talk about it. We'll think about it. We're just enjoying some Trek. I love Trek. It's amazing to me how it has become like my most anticipated show, where I'm like, yeah, I mean, there's some cool stuff coming out, but I want to see Trek. That's awesome. Hot Spock and Hot Chapel are gonna kiss, and I'm very happy for it. I think that's where we're gonna end this review. Thank you all for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe. Good luck.